I have built many rivers in my Minecraft hardcore world, but none of them actually start anywhere, which doesn't make any sense. So today I plan to create the biggest lake at the very top of my kingdom over in this area, and this massive lake will feed the rivers throughout the entire kingdom and provide water throughout the entire area. Now originally I wasn't exactly sure what shape to go with or how big to make it, but boy do I have something awesome planned, and your job is to figure out what it is that I'm actually shaping it off. If you can figure out the design of the lake I'm about to create, make sure to comment down below. But I am so excited to get this project started, so let's just jump right into it. Now this area over here used to be a forest, but obviously not anymore. But it was the original area that we started this world in. And since then we've branched out pretty much as far as the eye can see. And honestly, this area has been unchanged for hundreds of days because I had no idea what it was that I wanted to put in here. But now that we're building a huge lake, this entire area is going to finally have something in here. And I'm hoping it's going to really bring the entire world together because it still feels kind of separated right now. We have a huge area over on the right, we have this massive area in the middle, and then some massive area over there. But this whole section here just feels so awkward. The first thing I need to do is figure out a height, and I'm thinking I should probably go a little bit higher than the level down there. I think that would be okay, but not too high, maybe roughly about here. I guess this is the level it's going to be at least where the water level will be, which means I have to dig out this whole area, which is a lot easier since we are not digging any further down. If we had to go deeper, that would be so much worse, but I guess this is definitely going to make it so much more manageable. So I'm going to go ahead and mine all of this down to this level that I'm at right now. But before I do, I just wanted to announce my Minecraft server is now live. This map is on that server, so if you want to explore this map for yourself, whether you're on Bedrock or Java, make sure to join the Discord link in the description so you can find out exactly how you can get on that server and explore this entire map for yourself. There's also a bunch of custom plugins that I've created just to make the game even more fun, so make sure to check that out. The link is down below. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this terraforming. So I got about this far, roughly about halfway, but both my shovels are completely dead, and I don't actually know how much space I need to do this entire thing. So instead, I'm probably just going to start outlining the entire area, just so I can figure out how much space I actually need, because I truly have no idea. But before we do that, I collected a huge amount of coal on the previous project, so we only need 2 stacks of blocks of coal. I'm sure that's going to be plenty to get whatever we ever need. So with the remainder of the coal, I'm going to go ahead and trade it for emeralds, because then that could possibly save me a trip to the end. So I'm just going to make sure that I hold the shovel in my hand when I do this, and then just like that, we can turn all of this coal into not only emeralds, but also some super easy XP. And we are now done. We got quite a few emeralds with that, not too bad. And the shovel is almost completely full, which is fantastic. Now I'm going to go ahead and chuck these emeralds down in my chest, and now I'm going to figure out what block I use for the outline. It needs to be obvious. I wanted to use sand, but obviously we don't have much of that. I do have plenty of sandstone though. I don't think there's really anything else I could use. Actually, I might use cobblestone. I don't know how much I need, so I'm just going to grab a ton so I don't have to come back. And now with the cobblestone, obviously I'm not going to be placing this on the same level as the water, which will be kind of this level that I've dug out. So this is exactly where the water level is going to be. So I'll place the cobblestone like 1 block below, so then I can place sand on top. I do need to go and get some though, but for now we can at least do the outline. Now I'm pretty sure it's going to fit into this area pretty nicely, but I'm not 100% sure. I didn't do any measurements at all. Now it's time to go ahead and start laying down the shape. Now I'm not 100% sure how close it should be over here to like the edge of this kind of mountainside. I don't want it right up next to it, so I think maybe roughly around here. This will give us a decent amount of space over here, and then once again a little bit of space over here as well, so I can create some roads or something. So I guess we'll start maybe right here. This can be the very first block. Oh my days, I'm gonna have to quickly have a little rest in me bed to stop them phantoms spawning. Oh my days, they're so annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Boom. We don't skip the night. We fight through it like a real Minecrafter, alright? Anyway, let's go ahead and get this kind of started. Oh my days. I'm thinking about starting it roughly over here. Maybe just here, I guess. That gives us a good amount of space between the kind of start of the lake and this area over here. Dude, these mobs are everywhere. Oh my days. Come on, man. Okay, I reckon I start over on this side just because I really don't want to be going into this mountain at all, or at least not too much. I am going to have to kind of build up there though, so maybe we'll just go here and go out just like this, like that, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, kind of like this. Can't really tell what that is just yet, but who knows? You might find out very quickly. If you have a keen eye, you're definitely going to figure this out very soon. It's an iconic shape, I'm not going to lie. Man, I got to get rid of these trees anyway. Oh my days. And fight zombies while I'm doing it. Oh my goodness gracious me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure a lot of you will be able to tell exactly what shape I'm going for just by looking at this side right here. And it does seem like I'm going to have to do a lot more terraforming. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Oh my goodness. But it is definitely going to fit on the top of this mountain, which is important. Now, because of how weird this shape is, I don't even know if I'm going to get it right. So the best thing for me to do is a time lapse so you can see it happen from right above. And hopefully by the end of the time lapse, you'll be able to see exactly what this is. Dude, I'm so excited to see this. Oh my goodness, this is definitely my most favorite build in this world by far. I just hope it comes out as good as I'm really hoping for. Oh my days. All right, let's get started right now. Now I've kind of outlined the entire thing and I started putting sand on top of the cobblestone, but obviously I did not have anywhere near enough. And oh my days, look at all these mobs. What on earth? Hold on, let me deal with these fellas real quick. Oh man, they just keep coming. What on earth? Okay, I have no idea how many mobs that was, but the sun is rising, so it's kind of slowing down now. Thank goodness. Let me just drop the things I don't really need. There we go. I guess it was good because our shovel is now half fixed, so I can just come straight over and grab some sand. Now, I'm sure eventually I'm going to have to get rid of this beach anyway, so I might as well just start kind of digging away at it and lowering it down a little bit. It'll also save me a lot of time having to fly all the way to the other desert I usually dig from, because that's like 5,000 blocks away. Alright, I have pretty much as I can fit in my inventory, and I'm pretty sure I'm not really going to need any more. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use this sand to make it a little bit easier to see the outline of the lake. Now, I'm sure some of you probably already know what this is. If not, I'm sure once I get this sand laid down, you're definitely going to know. Surely you're going to be able to tell exactly what this is. Gee, I hope I got enough sand. I'm going through this sand super fast. I definitely will need to get some more. This is definitely not enough, but it should hopefully do the outline at least. We do have a couple stacks of sand left, but now this is what it looks like. And I mean, if you can't tell what that is now that the sand is in, then I'm a little bit sad. Now, me personally, I live roughly over here somewhere, around about here in real life, because this is a replica of Australia. I thought it would be really cool to kind of have a lake in the map that is the shape of Australia, and honestly I think it looks so good. Oh my days. Now it still has a long way to go. There's a lot we need to do to make it look absolutely amazing, and the reason I did it in this orientation was for a particular reason, and that is because of these maps. Now obviously I've built this roughly about here, and you can see with how I placed it in, it should be facing the right way up, so that when we look at this map, Australia will be very clearly right kind of smack bang in the middle of this map here, and it's going to be blue, which makes a lot of sense. And then obviously there's going to be a river stretching probably from this side over here that's going to cascade down the side of this mountain all the way down here, and then probably do a turn and come back out here. That's at least my plan. And of course this river that runs between the wheat farm will link up to that river there, but also this river here that has this waterfall that we built many days ago, hundreds of days ago now, which still isn't complete. It just ends abruptly. This will also connect all the way up here and eventually meet up to this massive lake here too. That's my my kind of long-term vision for this river. But in order to do anything else, I'm probably going to have to go to the end to fix my shovels and then dig all of this down. Now I'm not going to be using sand in the middle. I'm going to use mud. Usually I use sand, but I thought I'd shake it up a little bit. I think it might be a little bit nicer. We're just going to have to find out. But for now, what I have to do is go ahead and dig all of this down, try and shape this up a little bit better, and place in all the mud that I have. So let's go ahead and do that right now. After we added in all this mud, this place is looking absolutely nuts. I mean, this is so obviously Australia, and I think it's coming together very nicely. There is still so much to do, especially around the outside. But the next thing on the list is to fill it in with water. And now, usually I fill the entire thing in with water and then add in like the seagrass after that. But I'm going to try something a little bit different and hopefully it works. Hopefully it saves me some time as well. That would be nice. So the first thing I need to do is grab a couple bits of the decorations that I'm going to add in. I have some sea pickle, so that's going to give us some light. And I'm going to add in a little bit of coral as well. I think that might be nice. And of course the normal bone meal, which I know I've got plenty of bone meal in these chests and just scattered throughout. I definitely need to fix this chest situation. It is not good at all. But actually, let me grab water from here. Boom, boom. Good to see my fishes are still alive, even though I haven't fed them for years. I also need to grab a couple more fireworks because I'm basically out. Or I'm going to need to make even more. Oh my days. Oh, I also had 17 mud left over. I'm sure you saw in the time-lapse I had to go to the mangrove swamp to get more because, dude, this thing is huge. It doesn't look that big, especially when looking from up here, but man, it is huge. But anyway, let's go ahead and fill in the first layer of water. I just pretty much have to fill in a bucket of water all the way around the edge, and then it should all turn into an infinite water source. Just like that. And that is the first layer done. Now, if I just go through and add in a couple bits of detail through here now, while I can still kind of walk around the edge, I think that could definitely help save a lot of time. Because then I don't have to be swimming around like a silly fella trying to, oh my days, look at all that grass. That is way too much. Definitely need to go ahead and cut a bit of that. Oh my days. Maybe in the middle it'll be okay. Maybe it can be very like dense. Maybe that makes sense, like in the middle of the river. Or sorry, in the middle of the lake. There's supposed to be a lot. I don't know. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But of course, I'm going to add in the little bits of coral as well. Something I'm definitely going to have to stock up on very soon because we are running kind of low on it. But just like that, that's the first layer done. Oh no, there's definitely way too much grass in here. So I'm going to go through and kind of cut it down. Does extra seagrass grow when you plant it on mud? I don't remember it having this much when doing it on the sand. It's a bit weird. There's just so much. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now I can go through and start getting the second layer done and then kind of do the exact same thing that I did here. And because that layer there is a full block, we should also get an infinite water source on this layer too. But we have to do it layer by layer. Oh no, here come the zombies. Oh my days. These fellas don't know what's about to happen to them. Boom. Instant, mate. Not even a chance. Come on, your turn, buddy. There we go. That's the second layer done. So now I should be able to just do the exact same thing, right? Just chuck down all the details and, you know, it's going to save me a lot of time. As I go kind of up closer to the edges, I'm going to try and use a little bit less of this stuff. Feel like that makes sense? I don't know. Maybe. Surely that makes sense, I'm sure. But yeah, we got to go ahead and fill this entire thing in. You only got to go up 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. So hopefully it's not going to take too long. Fingers crossed. But yeah, let's go and do that right now. Now that we've got the water in here, this thing is really coming together. I mean, that definitely looks like Australia, mate. But now I need to work on the outsides, which is mostly just adding in some grass and of course a path that goes all the way around. first I'll quickly empty my inventory because I have a bunch of random stuff, and then I'll just grab a bunch of dirt just to get started. Doing the landscape around is always the best part, so I'm excited to see what I can kind of come up with. Now, the few blocks just around it, just on the same level that it's at, I'm going to make dirt just so we can have a little bit of space, but I do want to have some kind of different levels around it to make it seem a little bit more kind of exciting. Especially on this other side, I want to build this mountain up quite a bit because it is a very large mountain, but it slopes up very slowly. So if I can kind of build this up a little bit, I think that'd be nice to have kind of on this side of the lake. But I'm definitely going to give a decent amount of space all the way around just so that the lake is accessible from all sides. I definitely need to get more shovels too. I've only got 2 and they always get super close to breaking, which is extremely annoying. So definitely something I should invest in. I really have to connect this lake to this area over here because it feels really weird. It just feels like it's completely disconnected from everything. So that's something I definitely need to fix. But once we get all this dirt in, I can start kind of laying down some roads and connect those roads up to the main kind of kingdom. I think this whole thing is going to come together pretty quickly. Not gonna lie, as I'm making my way around this whole thing, I'm really starting to realize just how big this lake is. It still doesn't seem that big, but man, it is huge. But I think it's going to do a good job at kind of really shaping up the entire map. Adding the dirt around really shapes it up nicely, and I'm definitely going to leave that kind of ring of sand around. I think that really gives a nice outline and kind of highlights the whole thing. Not gonna lie, man, this thing is looking insane. I'm really liking it. I'm hoping that when I add in all the extra details on the outside of the lake, it looks good and I don't ruin it, but I honestly have no idea how it's going to look. I kind of know what I want to do, like adding in a bunch of trees, leaves, roads and flowers and stuff like that. I just hope I don't take away from what the kind of shape of the lake is. I don't want it to hide it, if that makes any sense. So that's going to be kind of tricky to do, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I've almost used an entire inventory of dirt, just creating this kind of small ring around the entire thing. I guess it's good because we have so much dirt, so I guess I need to use it anyway. This is probably going to be the first project where I use more dirt than I break or collect. The first project where the total amount of dirt supply goes down. Honestly, the supply of a lot of things goes down with this project because most of it's just building. There was quite a bit of digging before, but there has been a whole lot of digging. But I can't get over how good this looks. Just have a look at that. Dude, that looks insane. I'm so excited to see that on the map on day 900, but I've got to go ahead and grab more dirt and then connect this massive lake to the rest of the kingdom over here. So let's go ahead and add in those roads, plus a little bit more dirt and see what I can kind of come up with. And now the area is looking like this. I think it looks really nice. Obviously, on this side, I've kind of raised this wall here with a path that's going to eventually lead up to kind of like an elevated area here, because obviously the mountain starts over here. On the kind of south side, we've got another stone wall that kind of allows us to go downwards, once again with a planned path that will allow us to go kind of down to this lower level as we kind of come down this mountain and eventually reach over to this river. Then on this side, I've created a mountain literally out of nothing. I just thought this whole area would be so flat and boring if I didn't add a mountain in here. So the plan is to have a little path up this way and also on this side to reach up to a decent sized level over here, which is probably gonna come all the way over to here and wrap around kind of like that. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna put up here yet, but I think it'll just break this area up a little bit better because I felt like it was super boring. Then over on this front end, obviously we've got a second level. It's kind of in between this level here where the creeper is and the level of the lake. The plan is to have a river kind of stretch down this way and all the way down this side of the mountain. But now that we have the terraforming mostly done, there's only one more thing we have to do, and I've taken a little bit of time to grab a bunch of different items from storage that I'm going to use to decorate this area. Now the very first thing I'm going to use is some dead bushes. I got 35 remaining. I got to go back to the desert to get more. Oops, I just broke one. That's embarrassing. But I'm going to kind of just place these around on the sand just to give it a little bit more, because I feel like just the normal sand is a bit boring. I do want to keep the sand, just a single line of sand. It'll just kind of outline the whole lake. I think it's really nice. It kind of gives it a nice bright highlight in contrast between the green and the blue. Like if you look from up here, if I got rid of that sand, I feel like it just would look so much worse. So I'm going to keep that outline. I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Oh, you can place dead bushes on dirt? I had no idea. That's crazy. I wish I knew that before. I honestly had no idea you could do that. Okay, but we only got 16 left. I got to be a little bit careful with it. Maybe I'll get some cactus. That's something I don't have any of though. So I definitely need to grab some of that. Let's try and stop this creeper exploding while dodging the arrows from this skeleton with the enchanted bow, bro. That's crazy. Oh my days. I'm honestly pretty happy with how this lake's come together. I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to look having it shaped as one of the greatest countries on earth, but I feel like it's turned out pretty nice. This dirt in here is a problem. I need to get grass. I do have a silk touch shovel, so let me quickly grab a couple pieces because there's no way for the grass to grow to there. It's all blocked off. So let me do that. I'll just chuck one here and then one here. Boom, boom. Okay. I also need to chuck some up here, but use a firework to get up here because I haven't actually got a path just yet. The path is definitely coming, don't worry. Just not today. I've done a lot of terraforming in the last 48 days. I kind of want to fill in the area now, especially down here. I need to put something in here. It just feels weird with it being so grassy and flat. But okay, the dead bushes are around and it adds a little bit to it. Nothing crazy just yet. The next thing I can do is I'm going to grab the oak stairs and slabs, as well as some spruce fences and a couple different colors of carpet and string. And I'm going to create something that I did down at the beach. Just some chairs. Maybe some families want to come and sit by the lake. I feel like that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know, then I guess I'll cry. But I think that's going to really kind of make this area seem more exciting to visit. We'll go like this. We'll just dot these around the edge. I don't know how many I can make. I haven't got much string. I only brought one stack. But it'll also just add a little pop of color too, which is definitely going to be necessary. We'll put one down near Melbourne. I'm probably going to try and get 2 more in here, or maybe 3. I feel like 3 is definitely necessary. We'll go 1 here. I should have enough string for 3 more. I've got 24. Yeah, I can make 2 more. So I'll go 1 more here. We'll go a small one as well next to it. Maybe his mom, dad, and a kid. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Oh my goodness. And then one final one. Should I do it over here or over there? Nah, I feel like that should be left for something else. I'm going to do it right here. Just a little mini one. And we'll go blue. Okay. So now zooming out to look at that, it definitely adds a little bit of color. The dead bushes kind of shake up the sand a little bit more, but it's still not enough. Now the next thing that I want to do is add some trees in. Recently I've been just using normal oak trees and I think it's turning out kind of okay. I don't mind it. Okay, that doesn't want to grow there. I feel like it's a little bit too close. Maybe I'll do something here. I'll do like a little patch right through here like that. Maybe I'll have like a couple in here. Chuck some on the edge here. I'll do them like little patches. I feel like that makes sense, I think. Maybe some right here. This is a nice little spot. Or maybe not, because that'll block the Australia. We don't want to block Australia. I think over here we'll go boom, 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 boom. Nope, 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 boom. Okay. Oakley dokley. Right, now over here as well, another little patch. I think this is going to be pretty swell. Pretty dandy, mate. And I guess some here. I feel like that would make sense too, to kind of block off this section. I plan to have a decent drop off here down to that level over there. You know what? Maybe some here too. Just because. Just for fun. If it's too much or if they look weird, I can just remove them very easily. And I guess I'll get some extra logs, which, you know, is never a bad thing. So I'm not against it at all. Now we do have another kind of grass problem over here. I want this grass to grow so I can fix it up, but it's taken its time, man. Ooh, some over here. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got our first tree over here. But you can't really see the trees because they're still growing. But I'm sure that's going to look okay. Now, I got bone meal and I've got leaves. So what I'm going to do... Oh, I've got flowers too. I'll take them. Oh my goodness, I should take everything pretty much. Okay, I've got everything. I need to add some light. So using some lanterns, I'm just going to go around and add them on the top of a spruce fence. Just every now and again as you kind of walk down the path. A little bit of light goes a long way. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, my plan was to just build Australia as the lake. I didn't really know what I was going to put around the lake. That was definitely not a thought in my mind. I just had the idea that I wanted to have Australia in the map, and you know, I figured it'd be nice to have it over here. So that's as far as my thought process went, which is probably not good. Not good at all, but it is what it is. Okay, we got the lanterns. Now let's get a fireplace. I think a nice campfire over there will be pretty swell. So let's go ahead and do that. This is actually coming together a lot better than I thought. I am not going to lie to you guys. I mean, it is an enormous lake. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot bigger than I kind of thought it was going to be. This whole project has turned out to be a lot bigger than I anticipated. Get out of here, pig. But to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how it's all coming together. It's really coming together very well. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's get some slabs in here too. Some coarse dirt would look nice in here. And this is too close. Let me move this. There we go. Okay. Now we'll get a little bit of leaves to kind of section it off a little bit. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to lie. Chuck in some bone meal because bone meal fixes everything. And now I'm just going to go through and add some little bushes using the oak leaves like this, and then bone meal as well. Just going to give way more life to the area. I'm going to do that pretty much all the way around too. Definitely need to figure something out to go in this area. I have no idea what though. If you guys have any idea, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. I want to start doing some smaller episodes where I might just build like one house, but go like fully in depth with my thought process behind it. I think that'd be nice. Plus it would mean I could post a lot more. I know they're not going to be anywhere near as popular to watch, but I'm sure a lot of you would enjoy that. So if that's something you guys would like to see, make sure to let me know and I'll get on top of that. I'll get some mini projects going in this world. I think that'll make it a lot easier to kind of fill in areas because there's a lot of things I need to do, but it's all small project. It just doesn't seem right to put it in one video, but maybe we'll give it a go and see what we can do. Okay, I kind of want to see how that looks. Oh, that looks kind of good. I'm not going to lie. We haven't done a whole lot, but just that little bit makes it seem a lot less kind of abandoned or boring. I definitely need to add a bit more color, so I'm going to do that using these blue orchids as well as some rose bushes, and I got peonies too. Oh my days, we got zombies everywhere. They got no chance, mate. But I'm going to add these fellas in just for a little bit of color. I think it's really going to spice it up a bit. I guess the idea behind this lake is to be like a recreational area. Like for example, where I live, there's always beautiful lake with nice kind of walking areas that stretch around it. And as you kind of walk through, I guess the lake park, you would call it, maybe I guess it's a park. There's like little areas to sit or eat and barbecues and things like that. One of the examples very close to me is the Botanical Gardens in Australia. It's a beautiful place, and there's like big lakes with beautiful paths with just nothing but beautiful kind of flowers and trees and bushes. It's a beautiful area. And that's kind of what I've been trying to do around here. So obviously we've got this kind of mountain that separates the lake from the rest of the kingdom, and then there's going to be a mountain on that side too, so it makes it feel as if, you know, you're in the wild or something. Just a nice area to relax or spend time with family. And I think that's kind of what I was going for with the lake. I know I wanted some kind of thing like that. Oh my days, not these fellas. Come on, man. Let me just go have a quick nap. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, you need to have an area where you can go and relax. We can't just have everything crazy. There needs to be some kind of area that's just nature. And I guess that's what this lake is becoming for this kingdom. And I think we've done a good job of that. It feels like it's completely separated from the rest of the kingdom. You can't actually see the kingdom when you're walking around this lake unless you come all the way over here. Like you have to leave this general area to be able to see anything else. It's nice. I like it. I really like it. Maybe that could change as more things are built, and I definitely need to grab more oak leaves. But yeah, dude, I really like that lake. It's turned out so nice. Thankfully, I do have quite a few oak leaves left. I'm just going to grab 4 stacks. I'm sure that'll be more than enough. And we're going to head all the way back and finish that up real quick. But yeah, look at that, man. That is looking beautiful. I'm just going to run around and add in all the leaves first. Okay, I think that's all the leaves. Now I'm going to add in the flowers just before I do the burn. Oh my days. These guys love the lake too. Let me make sure I take this shulker box or I'm going to lose it. There we go. We got a beautiful big tree right there. That's nice. I think maybe I should add more trees in just to make it feel like it's more kind of naturey. That's the blue orchids added in. I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the rose bushes and the peonies. Yeah, I reckon definitely more trees, 100%. This is definitely giving me vibes of the gardens near me, which I guess makes sense considering the lake is literally the same shape as Australia. But now all the flowers and leaves are added in, I can go ahead and bone meal the area a bit and add in that grass to just give that extra naturey feel, like an overgrown feeling. Unfortunately, this is still dirt, so I can't bone meal everywhere here just yet, but that should grow pretty quick, especially because it's just becoming day. So the grass will start doing its thing. Maybe I need more leaves in here. Definitely more oak trees in here now that that's the vibe we're kind of going for. I don't want to put any trees on the inside, like just beside this sand, because I feel like that's just gonna block the shape of Australia and make it harder to see. I'm gonna stick to keeping them kind of on the outskirts and just wait to see how that looks. If I've planted in too many trees, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete them. I guess it's definitely not a problem because, like I said, I use a lot of Ocolotog, and if I have to mine them, it's not really the end of the world. Maybe I'll put a couple in here because it's quite far away from the lake. So you should still be able to see it. It shouldn't block it. Like, especially from up here. Yeah, that's definitely not going to be an issue. I could probably add in a bit more too. I mean, it's certainly not going to be blocking the view from the map. So that's the kind of most important thing. But that's kind of nice. We're doing some forest restoration. Considering in order to make this area, a few hundred days ago, I destroyed an entire forest. I feel like it's probably only fair that I bring some trees back, get some oxygen pumping back in the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? But I think this is looking pretty bloody good, mate. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I might have outdone myself. There definitely needs to be more trees here though. So, I don't have any saplings. But if I go ahead and chop this cheeky bugger down, I should get a couple. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. We got 4. Okay, so I'm going to chuck a couple more of these fellas in here. Make it a little bit more dense. Maybe one here too. Okay, mate, fair dinkum. I think we're looking bloody beautiful. Have a look at that, mate. We zoom all the way out. Dude, the trees haven't even fully grown yet, but you can see it's really coming together nicely. And I like this kind of campfire here, but I don't love the fact it's just grass. So let me head back to my base and first and foremost kind of fix up my inventory. I got a bunch of random stuff in there, which is no bueno. So let's chuck that stuff in here. Just as easy as that. That'll feed all the way down. Don't worry, I'm going to be building a new base soon because my chests are so bad, man. They're completely full. It is not good. I definitely grabbed way too much. My goodness, what am I going to do? My whole chest storage is just full to the brim. There's literally no room anywhere. I need to go through it and sort it myself. But if I come over here, oh, look at that. That's another beautiful big tree. I'm going to go ahead and delete a bunch of this grass. And I'm just going to chuck in some podzol, just like this. And then some coarse dirt. And I think that's going to shape this up a little bit better, make it a little bit more interesting rather than just being grass. You know, people are going to be walking around here a lot, so there needs to be something. Maybe you should have some dirt paths in as well. Have a path stretching through here. Beautiful. And there should be paths connecting to these as well, because people need to be able to walk to them. So let's do that. This is a nice little lake too. Man, I should really get some fish in there too. Oh my goodness, definitely need to do that. Oh yeah, we got honey as well, or bees, sorry. This whole thing is looking so good, man. I love it. I was a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I get nervous a lot with these projects because I go in blind and I just kind of try and figure it out while I'm doing it. But for the most part, it always seems to come together. There's a couple projects I've done where I'm not like super satisfied with it later down the line, but I love this. This looks so good. Have a look at that. That is Australia, mate. Oh yeah. All right. Now I need to get fish. Thankfully, I still got 2 buckets, but unfortunately, the fish are all the way down there. So I gotta fly. Come here, mate. Boom, boom. And let's head all the way back. I'm gonna have to use 2 rockets on my days. I'm pretty sure they will breed though. If I just chuck 2 fish in there, do your thing, guys. This is a big lake. They're probably gonna lose each other, forget where their friends are. Let's see if we can grab different colored fish. Where are all the fish at? Why are there no fish anywhere? What? There's squid. Don't tell me I've eradicated the entire population of fish with my custom beach. Oh, there you are. I'm gonna get you, mate. What's that? They're not very pretty. I don't like them. Oh, these ones are. Boom and boom. Thank you. Apparently you can use rockets if you swim. That's good to know. Man, this base with this extension is huge. Like, this massive lake here has expanded this entire base by so much. Like, it is so much larger now. All right, so that's 4 fish in here now. I'm going to go and get 2 more because I only got a couple rockets. Wait, do I have rockets in here? Please. I got 9. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Is there fish over here? Clownfish? I'm going to grab them. Wait, is that a clownfish? No, it's not a clownfish. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, last 2 fish. Hopefully they breed. I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know what the requirements are, but when I made a fish tank on my 100 days building an underground base, they did, so surely they will here. All right, fish, do your thing, man. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this place. Oh my goodness. I think it has turned out so good. The trees are still slowly growing, but as they grow, this place is really going to come together for sure, especially with these big trees. But I'm very happy with this. You can very clearly see this is definitely Australia, and it's a lake, and it's a nice area to kind of spend the day with your family, you know, go on a picnic on the weekend, have some fairy bread or something. Man, fairy bread is the best. I love it. But anyway, as a reminder, guys, make sure to join my Discord. Link is down in the description. As I build through this world, I update the server straight away. So even before this video is uploaded, this area is going to be in the server like right now. As soon as I do this, I'm going to copy the world over and update the server world. So you'll be able to explore the map even before the videos are posted. Plus, I spent hundreds of hours coding the entire thing to be as fun as possible. And I am sure you're gonna love it. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, and yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.